Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. I'm here with Ram CEO Mike Koval. I might have a man crush on him, according to Jill. That's what happens. We're here in Texas. Look at the Ram Heavy Duty Rebel, the Ram 2500 Rebel. It's basically it's a 3/4 ton truck, so we're going to say that correctly. But we have a crew cab, 6-foot 4-inch bed.
That's right.
It's a Ram Power Wagon Light, is the best to say it. But for this truck, the big news is going to be the diesel underneath the hood. So I mean, you guys knew when you created this truck beforehand that you heard it from the fans. You heard that you needed a diesel. So this is a lot of work.
Yeah, this is actually the culmination of 2 or 3 years, I would say, of behind the scenes work that we've been doing back at headquarters. But that's it. The Power Wagon is still in the marketplace today. It's still the Halo product.
Right.
It's legendary for its capability. But the one thing, like you said, Tim, that our fans have been asking for is they want the option for the Cummins Diesel engine. Now, for a variety of reasons that I won't bore you with, mostly technical, I couldn't put the diesel in the Power Wagon. So that's where the Rebel came from.
Okay.
This is a Power Wagon with a few technical changes that allowed us to bring in the legendary Cummins engine while still offering all of that off-road capability that a Power Wagon does as well, but just giving them the option for the diesel.
Right, and it's a cool look too. So, I mean, performance hood on the top, right? Yep. And so this is a Mopar add-on, so this comes from factory?
Everything is factory, which is also very convenient. But yes, just to add to the look, because of course it comes with that sort of unmistakable, aggressive Power Wagon styling on the front. We added this is a Mopar Sport Performance hood. As we work our way around, you can see these aggressive 33-inch tires as well. Now, the Power Wagon, because of the extreme rock crawling nature of the product, comes with 17s. The Rebel, with a little more off-road refinement, I would say, comes standard with 20s, with optional 18s as well. But you can just see how aggressive those tires are.
And the biggest change between this and the Power Wagon is the Power Wagon's got electronically locking or dislocating front axle.
That's the main change.
The front's about the same.
Right. It still comes with the Bilstein shocks. I mean, they are plush. We still have the rear lockers in the back.
Okay.
But we don't have the disconnecting sway bar or the lift as well.
Yeah, so I was trying to get that out of my mouth this morning. Everything else, it's an off-road tuned suspension. Is that suspension still set up the same as a Power Wagon? Just missing those pieces?
It is. It's just a little. It's a little unique for this, but more or less it's the same.
Okay.
Still very much off-road. Obviously, you can see the rock rails.
Right.
Again, everything comes from the factory.
Okay. And we were talking about the inside. We have the 12-inch navigation screens and the big screen on that. We have, oh, by the way, Ford, you're not the one who's going to do this. We have towing navigation built into the truck specs. Towing takes you around corners, stuff like that.
Yeah. At some point, we all hit our functional limit in terms of towing and hauling. Now, I will say that Cummins does allow for additional capability, but you can get almost 17,000 pounds of towing capability and more than 3,000 pounds of payload. But it's about towing with confidence. It's so much more about the user experience now, because at some point you hit your functional limit. You can only tow so much. But it's about instilling confidence, making it easier to tow. That's part of what we're working on with more cameras, more functionality there. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the new mirrors. So we're finally emerging from the Stone Ages.
Yeah. This is I didn't know this, but this is a big deal with Ram. There was a mirror issue going on with heavy duties.
Well,
not an issue, but there was consumers were asking for more.
Yeah, they were fine, but we needed to modernize.
Yeah.
And you think about exterior mirrors, maybe not the sexiest thing in the world to talk about, but honestly, we've been fighting for this for probably more than a decade now. And for 2023 across the entire Ram lineup, you have all new trailer tow mirrors, power, a lot more functionality, a lot more capability, really nice lighting signatures. So I'd encourage you certainly to try those and take a look. But they look much better.
And do these extend? Do you have power extending as well?
Yes.
Okay, power extending as well. One of the things about the Cummins is you did a 6-speed automatic transmission with that. You have the 8-speed with the gas.
On the gas, yeah.
Your competition is going 10-speed across the board a lot of places. 6-speed seems a little bit old school now. What do you say to that?
It is, well, a couple of things. Sometimes you don't want to mess with a great formula.
Okay.
Right? And so this, I mean, you talk about the torque output, the power band that the Cummins brings into this is really powerful. So you're going to get 370 horsepower, 850 pound-feet of torque, a really nice power boost around 1,700 RPMs.
Okay.
Nothing new to announce, but obviously we're always monitoring the competitive environment, and we'll see where we go from here. But so far, the legendary Cummins diesel engine with that existing power plant has worked very well for the brand. So we're still very proud of what it can do.
Okay, and you got Ram boxes in the back of this.
Yeah.
So this is going to be optional for that.
It is optional, and the great thing about the Ram box, obviously, is being segment exclusive. We actually have data that suggests folks who opt for the Ram box, and on light duty, the multifunction tailgate, have a higher owner loyalty percentage than those who do not. not. The functionality of the Ram box is really, well, unparalleled. There's so much you can do with it. Obviously, plugs and it's drainable, lockable, safe storage, but really helps the brand separate itself from the others. But yes, that's optional from the factory as well.
For those who watch the channel a lot, Jill is not here. She's not in the other side of the Ram box. She does fit in the Ram box, but this is not that video. One of the questions I get asked a lot of times in Ram boxes, though, there's no 8-foot bed option in the Ram box. So is that just a demand issue? Is that
Yeah, sometimes you really have to just see if the business case works, to be perfectly honest with you. We try to be as many things as we can to as many people as we can, but if we try to do too much, sometimes it's dilutive. So it's really staying focused and focusing on the things that have the greatest, I would say, elasticity in the market that work for the most people. So we've heard some of that feedback. We are looking at it. So far, we don't have anything to announce, but proud to maintain it on this one.
Okay, and we have the 5-link coil suspension in the back here, right? So, I mean, that's a key for guys like me who, I'm sorry, I've driven a lot of heavy-duty trucks. I don't want to be bucking like a bull when I'm driving it around, right? So it's a really smooth ride. So.
Well, I think Ram has become known over the past few years for some of the best riding characteristics on the road. I mean, the Bilsteins are plush, segment exclusive 5-link coil rear suspension. It's got on-road manners, but it has all the off-road chops you need to have fun playing in the dirt as well.
Okay, and then on the rear, we have just a standard tailgate back here?
Yes, yeah. So this is just the standard tailgate, which fully functional holds more than 2,000 pounds of equally distributed weight. We have the step, the deployable bed step here on the side that gives you easy access up into the bed, but
not the multi-function tailgate.
So we're going to keep that exclusive on the light duty.
Really? Because I think for like a heavy duty, it makes a lot more sense too.
Well, one of the things we're looking at, but again, we try to just stay focused with what's working, and that has been a game changer for us on the light duty side of things. We're looking at it on heavy duty. Again, kind of nothing new to announce today, but you never know.
Okay. And so this starts at 67,000.
This one starts at 67,000, and we do maintain separation between the Rebel and the Power Wagon. The Power Wagon starts around 70, so you have some separation in price, but 67. Yep.
But the standard engine is a 6.4 liter Hemi.
Still the 6.4 liter Hemi. Yep.
So you can pay more for the Cummins.
Yep.
No. I like it. I like it a lot. Speaking of the difference between the Power Wagon and Rebel, we have a Power Wagon here at the State Fair, Texas. Let's dive into some differences. So we can see that we have the same idea, the same big truck idea, 3/4 ton. We don't have the performance hood. I don't have any sort of air going in there. We get that on the camera. We have a bit of a sun issue going on right now. Big tires. I do have the electronically disconnecting front sway bar. Make sure I say that correctly. And I have a front locker on here too. But besides the capability, as far as that electronically locking or disconnecting front sway bar, gives you better wheel articulation. You can disconnect it, so your wheels go more up and down for more extreme off-roading. So just some differences there depending on how you plan on off-roading with these different trucks. But basically everything else is the same. We have the Power Wagon badging on the side, which is pretty cool. One of the things I find really interesting about Ram products is in the press releases, I always read these really high payload numbers. We'll show this on the screen here in a minute, but this truck's supposed to have a max payload of like 2,900 pounds, and every iteration of the Power Wagon I've seen is about 1,500. So quite a bit of a drop there from the published number to the payload number. And that's just because packaging and, well, real life numbers versus what I read. Okay, on those Ram payload numbers, so it's always a door jam sticker, and it tells you how much payload you can have in the cabin. Now, what does that mean? That includes a full tank of gas. Get that out of your head. I've heard that comment many times. But what it does, it has all the cargo, whether that's a person, whether that's a phone, whether that's your bag, whatever, you have all that cargo room. That's how much you can put in this truck before you max it out. Now, that also does impact towing as well, because you take 10% of your trailer tongue weight and it goes against the truck's payload, because you're basically transferring that weight to the truck. And so payload is always a big question. That's a lot of people are going from half tons, 3/4 tons for more payload, but in this case, I really don't have that much number. I mean, it's 1373 actually. It's even less than I said. But let's go check out the Ram Rebel. I'll show you that Ram HD Rebel, and I'll show you those numbers too. Okay, now we're at the Rebel, like you heard earlier, and we're stuck in this conversation. We have the diesel comes in this, much more powerful, but again, we have 3,100 pounds as the top max payload. Let's go check the sticker out. In this truck, in this configuration, with this diesel engine, I have 1,483 pounds of payload. Quite a bit of drop when you go with the Cummins Diesel. It's interesting because that's the Hemi over there. So this magical payload number keeps disappearing on me. I'm not sure why. This truck only comes in a crew cab, only with the 6'4" bed. It has a small moonroof. Like, I'm trying to figure out where the payload goes. But that's something to keep in mind, is that when you're doing more of these off-road heavy-duty trucks, you do get a sacrifice in total payload. If this was a non-off-road heavy-duty truck, you'd be at that higher number. But yeah, that's what we have, real-world payload numbers on the Ram heavy-duty Rebel versus the Ram Power Wagon. I think I got this right. All right, I think we covered everything on the Ram 2500 Rebel. Anything I missed?
Yeah, this, honestly, again, it's been a labor of love. We've been working on it for a couple of years. Just proud to finally be able to bring it to the market. And again, just delivering fans what they've been asking for, and that is all the off-road capability, but also having the alternate or the option to opt for the Cummins diesel engine as well. So
yeah, well, I'm excited. I can't wait to get behind the wheel. So there you go. Well, thanks, Mike, joining me. As always, check out the videos over here. Website down below, pickuptrucktalk.com. I will see you down the road.